There's been steady rain, light rain falling for about the last 10 or 15 minutes or so here in Le Mans. White flag is waving. Riders are now allowed to swap bikes. We're coming then now towards the pit lane entrance. We really need to see if anybody's coming into pit lane. Everybody looks like he's coming into pit lane. Is anybody going to roll the dice? No, we have every single rider then into pit lane.
This start has been aborted.
It was just too wet to continue. Red flag due to excessive number of riders at the pit lane exit, which means we're into the quick start procedure, which will be applied. There's Graham Webber. Wet race has been declared.
Which means you can change bikes at any moment. Pit lane is closed on our timing screen, so you're not allowed up pit lane on this sighting line. You have to go to the grid. Well, they are coming in. Gian Antonio and Marc Marquez are coming in. A few riders have gone round to the grid, but Alex Marquez, Brad Binder, Babbage, Gian Antonio, Marc Marquez and Pedro Acosta and others are coming up pit lane. That pit lane closed message is now gone from our timing screens, but we definitely saw some riders going round to the grid, but these are all changing back to slicks again.
Any rider who leaves the grid and starts to warm up back from pit lane will start from their original grid position and then serve a double long lap penalty. Well, about 13 minutes later than what we'd envisaged, but we are finally going to get some race action here in MotoGP in Le Mans. A whole bunch of riders, including world champs leader Marc Marquez, are going to have to serve double long laps at some point in this Grand Prix. But finally, it's lights out and we're racing in MotoGP here in France, firing away on those slick tyres. His pole starter Fabio Quartararo. Fermin Aldeguer made a blistering start as well on the podium yesterday in the sprint, but it's Marc Marquez though that will lead on the outside. He goes, toughing it out on the brakes with Quartararo into the Dunlop chicane, but it's Marc Marquez that leads on those slicks.
That's Bagnaia on the floor, knocked down by one of the KTMs into the Dunlop chicane. Bagnaia was already plummeting backwards on his wets, and he's now been taken down.
At the front there, it's Quartararo that leads. He completes lap one, just over 0.6 of a second ahead of Marc Marquez.
Oh, Quartararo.
And Binder.
Quartararo and Binder have gone down the final corner.
Aldeguer now in for his bike change, which will promote, unless he comes in, to Gian Antonio to the race lead.
Oh, nasty one that for Binder going through that high-speed turn two. Aldeguer then back in to complete the, well, change bikes now, isn't he? You can just see there in the background, was that Rins and Quartararo frustratingly walking up pit lane?
So the leading rider now on the wet tyres, and which will certainly please the 100,000 French fans here, is Johan Zarco. He is your first rider on track on wet weather tyres. He is 4 seconds ahead of Miguel Oliveira, who in turn is 5 seconds ahead of Marc Marquez. In all probability, Johan Zarco is your French Grand Prix leader right now.
Yeah, Savadori and Agura have also pitted. There is the Gian Antonio, who was second on the road, wasn't he, behind Fermin Aldeguer before they did their bike swaps. We have not had a French rider win their home Grand Prix since 1954. Johan Zarco leading the French Grand Prix. Here he is on the number 5, picking his way through all of the absolute chaos and carnage that's unfolded already here in Le Mans. We've still got 19 laps to go. As Zarco then comes up on an Air Bastianini, who's almost completed as many long laps as he has laps in this Grand Prix so far.
Zarco 146, 116. He's now lapping an Air Bastianini, who's running in 16th place.
Position. Alex Marquez has crashed out. Alex Marquez then. Alex Marquez, well, he had a crash in the rain conditions this morning at the Dunlop chicane in the warm-up session. And Alex Marquez then makes his first big mistake of 2025.
The rear.
Oh, the rear. Bradley, talk us through that.
Alex Marquez shows how far ahead they all were. He's rejoined. He's still in 6th place. Alex Marquez, we understand, has crashed for a second time, which might take him out of that 6th place. We understand it has. Turn 11 this time. That's the S blur. And this time, Alex Marquez is out of this Grand Prix.
Yeah, he's had to call it a day.
Aldeguer doesn't need to rush this. The rate at which he's caught Pedro Acosta, he can just pick his moment. The rear coming round there on Acosta as he flicks it left down towards the right of La Chapelle. And Fermin Aldeguer crawling all over the back of Acosta. You can see he's able to hold it so much tighter than that KTM, and he just drives past him on the way out of turn 6.
Yeah, that was taking candy off a baby, wasn't it, as far as Aldeguer was concerned. So he then moves back up into the podium places. There's Johan Zarco then now. Into turn 12 he goes. On course to be the first French rider in 71 years to win his home Grand Prix MotoGP. The fans are making incredible noise here. He's going to get a rapturous reception. The French fans are on their feet. He knows he's done it. It is C'est Magnifique. It is Vive la France from Johan Zarco. He wins the French Grand Prix for the first first time in over 7 decades, the French fans celebrate a homegrown winner in the Premier Class. What a noise, what an atmosphere here it is in Le Mans as Zarco wins this home Grand Prix. Joan, enjoy it, lap it up, soak it up. The crowd, every single one of them, the emotions got the better of him. Just look at this. He has broken down in tears. Here we go then, there it is! The Zarco backflip in front of the fervent French fans. What a moment for LCR Honda and for Joan Zarco.